Hello everyone, Gaara here and welcome to the very first episode of another new series which I like to call How to Make Competitive Hearthstone Better. And it doesn't have to be necessarily competitive Hearthstone, but more like how to please the hardcore player base a little bit more without hurting the casual players at all, pretty much, because both players will benefit from some simple changes or small changes, but the hardcore player base gets rewarded for it a little bit more just because they dedicate so much free time to the game that is called Hearthstone. In the very first, let's call it episode, I want to talk about how to improve and why to improve the ladder experience. And today I don't even want to go too much into the MMR system or how you can revamp the overall ladder system to make it better, but more about a small change that you can do to reward the hardcore player base, which is also mainly the competitive players. It would be nice if we have something like this before the next season, and I will explain in a bit why. How ladder used to be for the past couple of years is, even with some changes, is that after every month there is a complete MMR reset. Your rank get resetted back to, if you are a regular legend player, and this is pretty much what I meant with like a hardcore player, it's people pretty much that climb to legend every single month. You get set back to rank 17 and then you can just climb all over again. And that happens every single month. And the more hardcore you are, the higher the chance is that you're playing on multiple servers. There can be plenty of reasons to play on multiple servers. You can play on multiple servers to have multiple chances to get a high legend finish for HCT points. This is what a lot of the competitive players did. You climb to legend as fast as you can, but usually it still takes a couple days just because how slowly it is to get to legend, and then you climb another server to legend. If you wanna climb 3 servers to legend, it usually takes like 2 weeks, or 1 or 2 weeks, depending on how hardcore you are, depending on what meta we have, how difficult it is, what kind of win rates you can achieve, and so forth. Oftentimes it's not worth, it doesn't even matter if you play every single day, it's usually not worth to climb more than 2 servers to legends right now, just because of how slow the climb is after you reach legend, because of the MMR change they did a couple of months ago, where you get paired with closer MMR people. So the thing is that it is great for climbing overall on one server, but you get really punished by climbing on another server, because if you plan on playing on 3 servers, the 3rd servers you will most likely enter on a very low rank on legend just because you played 2 other servers first. So for example, if you reach legend after 2 weeks on your 3rd server, just as an example, you will enter on like rank 2000 legend, but the MMR is pretty much the same there, and you have to play way longer to get out of dumpsters, what we like to call it, on that server. So it usually isn't worth, just because you don't have the time to push 3 servers on high legend, or essentially the hardcore player base. There can be also the other reasons to climb other servers to legend, just because let's say you reach rank 1 legend, so you don't want to continue playing on rank 1 because you have the highest rank, so you usually tend to just play on another server just to get up there in ranks, or just because you want to see how the meta is on different servers, play around on different servers, collect cards and gold on different servers. But you have to invest so much time on one server alone right now that it's almost not even worth to play on a different server, even for people that play the game full-time competitively. And I think one of the reasons is just because the reward is close to non-existent. Like, you collect points, which is pretty hardcore, just to get to prelims. But even if you get to prelims, out of the 64 players, only 4 make it. So, and you have 3 chances like that every year. And you don't just have to finish high on on ladder. On top of it, you have to grind open cups, and I'm not even getting into that whole system. I'm just talking about how you can make the ladder experience more fun for the hardcore player base. And one cool change that you could do, which I've discovered in a different game in a different way, but the idea is pretty much the same, is to reward the hardcore players every month after every season reset, that you give people bonus stars for the first few days. I'm not sure on how long this should last, if it should be an entire week. I don't think it would be bad if it is an entire week of every first month. So you get, I don't know, a crazy amount of stars for a win streak. You can have like 5-star win streaks, or you start higher in rank, obviously. But from what I've heard, Blizzard doesn't like to do that. For example, that legend players start on rank 5, or high legend players start from rank 5, let's say. That would be amazing change. So you play all 3 servers on legend, let's say. If you're a hardcore player, it still takes a lot of time if you want to do this like every month. But if you only reset to rank 5, you can play more consistently on multiple servers. But right now it just costs way too many games to do that, and usually you have to focus on 1 server, 2 at most, to finish high legend. Another way would be to make the game more balanced, so the top players have an insane high win rate. Then you can still play with the current system on multiple servers. But if the balancing would stay around the same and the win rates are relatively low, or the win rates are changing from meta to meta, even for the top players. If the top players have a win rate on ladder of around 60% win rate, it absolutely isn't worth it to play on multiple servers. So my suggestion is, for the hardcore player, it doesn't even matter if they're like competitive, once again, it's just people that love to play Hearthstone ladder and want to get legend, that are playing every single month, just to reward them at the beginning of the season to reach legend faster. Because if you do this for years, it is so boring, because the game kind of starts from legend and you get a complete MMR reset. So it always feels like a complete waste of time every month, what you did in a month. There's like no permanent reward. There's like no achievements in Hearthstone, and just in general, rewards are really bad in Hearthstone. And that is not even like a crazy reward, and after a week it goes back to normal, let's say. So if you just play casual, don't really notice anything, it's probably even better for you, because all the like hardcore players, you're not gonna face them as often. It will definitely make a huge difference for the hardcore players. Because it will save you like so many useless hours you have to invest. For example, a player that gets constantly legend is not really gonna struggle on rank 17 to get to rank 5, let's say, or from rank 5 to legend after 2 weeks. It's just pretty much a huge waste of time every single month, especially if you play on multiple servers. So this is like my first suggestion of an improvement that rewards hardcore players, how I like to call them. That would be a cool change. It's definitely not difficult to do, I can imagine, and would be a very nice change for people that play the game pretty much every day. So that's it for me. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Leave a like, comment and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching once again. See you guys next time. Peace out.